Questions for reflection. Our first reading from the second book of Maccabees tells how Eleazar, a man of 90 years, chose death over sin, sanctity over apostasy, and holiness and fidelity over causing scandal. To save his life, Eleazar had only to consume a tiny bit of pork, which is forbidden under Jewish law. His own torturers, impressed with his courage and faith, devised a scheme whereby he could merely appear to eat a bit of pork. If only he would commit this small act of deception, he could save his life. But Eleazar would not hear of it. He explained that to do such a thing could cause scandal. That is, he would tempt others to sin. So rather than engage in scandalous behavior, Eleazar chose to die upon the wheel, a terrible execution in which a person is murdered by having all the bones in their body broken. He showed courage and heroic virtue. He honored God. This is how we should pray to be if we're ever invited to deny the Lord or cause scandal to our brethren. When we're encouraged to deny the faith, remain silent in the face of injustice, or to participate in a wrongdoing, we must set ourselves against the sin and accept the consequences. By doing this, we provide compelling testimony. We honor the Lord, and we enter into the ranks of the martyrs of the faith. The English word martyr is from a Greek word, which means witness. The ultimate witness is to lose your life, to shed your blood, rather than to deny the Lord, to deny the faith. But such a response comes by God's grace, should it ever arise, and preparing for it is accomplished by bearing witness to the Lord and His truths day by day. Our responsorial psalm is an answer to those who would laugh in our faces. The wicked may rejoice in our persecution, but God will not be mocked. On the last day, it is the faithful who God shall raise up, and their foes shall know the bitterness of defeat. When our lives are lived in the Lord, we need fear no one, because the Lord is with us. In our gospel reading, Zacchaeus, the tax collector, seeks Jesus. Tax collectors were among the most hated people in Israel, viewed as traitors by many. Not only did they collect revenues for the occupying Romans, but they were also allowed to overcharge and keep the difference for themselves. So here is a man, among the greatest sinners and least respected, but when he seeks Jesus, the Son of God shows him favor. We are all like Zacchaeus. We are sinners, unworthy of attention. But if we sincerely seek Jesus Christ, it will not matter what we've done in the past. Christ will come and dwell with us. Zacchaeus wanted to see Jesus more than he wanted to maintain his economic comfort. Jesus knew that. He had come to Jericho that day seeking to save the lost. He knew Zacchaeus like he knows each one of us. The crowds around Zacchaeus may have deemed him as unworthy of the encounter that was about to occur, but God did not see him this way. Jesus saw Zacchaeus' heart, and he drew him to himself. Each one of us should find hope in this story because, literally or figuratively, we have compromised in our lives. Perhaps in our work when we do not live the Christian faith in the environment of our chosen profession, out of fear. Perhaps in our family, when we fail to love our own spouse or children or grandchildren in the way that we know we ought, sacrificially, forgetting that the family is the first church. Perhaps in our free time, when we engage in behavior that we know actually leads us into bondage and away from the freedom given to us in Jesus Christ. The good news is that no matter what has happened in our past, Jesus walks into the dusty streets of our own lives this very day. He comes for us. Let's learn some lessons from Zacchaeus about living our own lives in that sycamore tree, from that place where we can best keep our eyes on Jesus Christ.